All right, I got to get ready for the Pacifico 50K tomorrow while I give you your Asian fact of the day. Did you know a big reason so many Asians are lactose intolerant is because of rice farming? It's estimated around 65 to over 90% of East Asians and Southeast Asians are lactose intolerant. So lactose intolerance is basically the body's inability to digest lactose, which is the primary sugar found in things like milk and dairy. So as babies, we drink a lot of milk, so we naturally produce an enzyme called lactase, which helps break down the lactose. My gel selection is always just what's left over in the cabinet. So lots of Pal Labs and some other stuff in the back. We stop producing lactase as we get older, and this is the norm for most people. The average human being is lactose intolerant. But some societies developed a tolerance to lactose because of necessity. Because places like Northern Europe were not really ideal for farming due to the climate. The weather was too cold, the growing seasons were shorter, but places like England had massive grasslands. Humans can't eat grass, but cattle can to sustain itself. And cattle would then become a really good source of food because of dairy. So over generations of these societies, people who could produce lactase as adults had a genetic advantage. Something natural selection, people from Northern Europe can drink milk. Now, a lot of East and Southeast Asia is super tropical, so they could grow a ton of rice. Very calorie dense and can feed a lot of people. In Asia, cattle made rice farming more efficient, so they would basically use them as farm machinery instead of as a source of food. And other societies that developed agriculture during ancient times also didn't develop this lactose tolerant superpower. Ancient indigenous Americans produced corn, so a lot of those populations have a high lactose intolerance. Various African societies that were farming things like yams and plantains also were lactose intolerant. So different societies developed different food systems, and it really depended on what kind of environment they were in. Because there's so many different ways to consume dairy, lactose intolerance itself is kind of a spectrum. So if you're one of the genetic few who can crush dairy, you're basically a mutant. And I know some people out there who would kill for that superpower.